Welcome back, everyone. We're back with Emmy-nominated and best-selling comedian Chonda Pierce and performer Karen Williams. And we want to get a little more into your story, Karen. So your dad, Pat Williams, is the senior vice president and founder of the Orlando Magic basketball team, in case you don't like sports. You know,
Shame on you if you don't.
Weirdos living in Florida. And you guys actually wrote a book together.
We did.
So what was that like? What was that whole process?
It was an
of writing with
incredible
your dad?
experience to be able to do that. I moved to Nashville 10 years ago, the summer of 2007. I packed my car up, cried my way to Nashville. I really did.
Because we're so evil there.
And I knew I needed to go, but I was obviously heartbroken to leave my whole family in Orlando. And so I wrote my dad a card as I was leaving. I didn't know what kind of gift to give him that could say everything I wanted to at that point. So I said, Dad, it's because of you that I feel prepared to go out on my own, and here's why. And I wrote a list of all of his most important life lessons that he has said to me my whole life. And he read that card. Of course, we both bawled our eyes out. But then he, thinking like an author and speaker that he is, he said, Karen, this is a book. These are the chapters of the book.
How precious.
What are some of his best pieces of advice?
It really was. Well, my dad, if you have followed the Magic over the years, you know that he's just the ultimate coach. He's the ultimate encourager, and he kind of speaks in sound bites. He doesn't really mean to, but he just does in general. And so he's just said all these things that I find myself going back to as I make decisions throughout my life. I hear my dad's voice and trying to make good decisions.
Well, the name of the book is The name of the book is The Takeaway.
The Takeaway: 20 Unforgettable Life Lessons Every Father Should Pass On to His Child.
Oh, wow. That's really
neat book.
Is there one that you kind of like daily live by, something that your dad has said?
Well, the first 3 chapters, growing up, my dad, anytime we were leaving the house, my dad would always say, wear your seatbelt. And we'd go, okay, Dad. And then he'd say, enjoy your life. And we'd go, okay, Dad. And then he'd say, and be good to people. And that's what he would say. And so that became the first 3 chapters of the book. But the final chapter, and this is obviously so important to both of us, but the final, I was going through a really difficult time in my life years ago, and my dad said, Karen, stay close to the Lord. He's with you on the mountains as well as in the valleys. So the final chapter is
My dad said, wear your seatbelt, don't come back.
And that's why she became a comedian.
That sounds like a country song. Let's talk about your country music. Let's talk about your music.
Well, Christian music,
Christian,
yeah. I moved, I fell into songwriting and signed a record deal and been singing ever since. So
You
that's
didn't fall
been
into it, honey. That was all
Yeah, you don't just fall into it. You have a #1 song back in 2013 called He's Already There. And what was kind of the message of that song?
Well, as we were writing that day, my co-writer was talking about what he was going through in his life, and he said, well, I'm not going to worry about tomorrow because God's already there. And then he kept going, you know, he's blah, 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 and I said, hold on. There's the song.
You gotta write this down.
And as a songwriter, as a comedian, as an author, you have to, you guys all, you have to be ready to go, wait a second, hold on, that was good, go back to that, you know, and so we did. We wrote that song in about 30 minutes, and it became a really neat song for my career.
Shonda, real quick, you went through depression as a comedian. People think as a comedian, everything's just laughs and fun and games, but
no, most comedians are pretty messed up. That's why we become sarcasm is the greatest fuel for comedy.
But I love something I heard you say, that everything you drag out of the dark into the light has no power over you. That is so deep.
It's so true.
Everything you drag out of the dark into the light has no power for you.
It's what you all were talking at the top of the show about secrets, the secrets people have to keep, and it's ridiculous because that's when it becomes inward, and depression is anger turned inward, and when you're not allowed to tell all or get it all out there. And so I had a movie out a couple of years ago called Laughing in the Dark that became a huge success, and on the heels of that, we're doing a new one called Enough, because the documentary journey of someone who I have lost everything. My husband of 31 years just passed away. And so, but in that journey of finding your identity again, after being a wife and a mom for so many years, after having gold records on the wall and then thinking about slowing down. And so your identity is here at this table, but that's not really who you are. And so you have to transition sometimes. And in that transition and figuring out who you are, depression can set in.
And you tried to help others through the Branches Recovery Center.
We have an office about an hour from here, to tell you the truth, called Branches Counseling Center. We have 6 of them around the country, but one is in St. Augustine. And we try to help people that are dealing with these secrets and addictions and transitioning their life into living in the light.
And the cool thing is, I can speak about her comedy and that is that she uses those things. She takes real life stuff, and that's why you have had a career for 25 years, I think. Because every woman can relate to something that she has either been through or something that you just have such an impact on women.
That's why you're sold out.
Exactly.
This new movie, Enough,
Half
is
of
something
it's your
that every
cousins.
woman needs to see. Exactly. We just bring my family to the show.
40 plus theaters nationwide. She's sold
That's
out.
huge.
Yeah.
Talk about while you're in town. Tell us about the show.
We have a show tonight at Evangel Temple, I think it is. We're at every theater or church that will have us because they're cheaper. And
Nothing wrong with cheap
and
girls.
we're
Great
clean.
business model.
That's right. And we can take
clean.
an offering. So there you go. No, but we're excited. It's a great night. Happily ever after is always a phrase you heard growing up, but this is happily laughter after, because happily ever after, as
Doesn't
we all
always
know,
work
doesn't
out
always
sometimes.
happen.
That is very true. Well, you're hysterical.
Well,
I mean,
thank
you
you
gotta
very
go see these two
Yes.
together. Shonda and Karen, thank you so much for coming. We really appreciate
Thank
it. Have
you.
fun tonight. And if you'd like to see tonight's performance, Shonda and Karen will be at Evangel Temple on Ramona Boulevard. The doors open at 6:15. The show starts at 7 p.m. For tickets and more information about Shonda, visit the website shonda.org.